Planet Dolan. From how many senses we have to extra-dimensional strings, we answer some of your most burning questions about life.
Hey there! My name is Doopie, and I'll be reading out the questions and answers.
I'm Danger Dolan, and I'm here to blow your mind with truth.
King Kevin05 asks, do we have more than 5 senses?
Of course, it's the elusive sixth sense. The ability to not care about minor things. Oh, you went to the store to buy socks when you were out of them. You got your hair cut an inch shorter and nobody noticed? Your child ran away from home and went missing for 3 weeks. There are bloodstains all over their bedroom and the police fear the worst?
Yes, we have many different kinds of unique sensations in our body. Both hunger and thirst count as unique senses. Then there's our inner ear, which gives balance as well as other important things. The problem with determining the exact amount of senses is that it's hard to draw a line on what counts as a sense or a subsense.
I know exactly what that line is. A sense makes you say, A subsense, it's,
I really hope nothing bad happened to Emoji. Pandora looked worried sick.
He'll be fine. I got a text from him the other day. It said, don't worry, I absolutely have not been murdered. Tongue poking out wink face.
Don't you think the police should see that? Ryan True Bickley asks, how long would it take to get from one side of our solar system to the other?
Look, I'm not gonna underplay it, but it might be a bit of a hike. All I'm saying is, pack an extra lunch, maybe add at least 1 extra day to your estimate. Tell your wife or husband that you might be a little late for dinner. That's all.
Well, the solar system is massive if you include the Oort cloud, which has a length from one end to the other of around 44 trillion kilometers. The time it would take to travel this distance using current space shuttles would be 82,500 years. Of course, this would be impossible since no rocket could propel itself for that long without using up all its fuel before it even got to Mars. Mario Sonic Fan 635 asks, is it possible to cry for 24 hours straight?
You know that girl you have a crush on? She hates you. You got a pet dog? I didn't think so, because you're too ugly to own one. That thing you're looking forward to? It won't happen. Also, everything you do in life is meaningless and will be forgotten 100 years from now after you die. Horribly. Alone. Okay, now time how long you cry for, starting now.
Well, most of the time the good feeling that comes with crying is over pretty quickly. But if you get some onions out and force tears to release for 24 hours, then it's totally possible as tears are being produced on demand and the ingredients are readily available, so long as you're not starving and dehydrated. Mudkip Master asks, why are hearts associated with love?
Because the first romantically recorded gesture in history was thousands of years ago, when a man brutally carved the still beating heart from the chest of his lifelong enemy and presented it to his bride-to-be by shoving it down her throat with his fist until she choked and nearly suffocated. It was magical. You had to be there to understand.
Well, it all started because we used to think the heart contained the soul and all the emotions that came with it. Then it stuck around because of the racing feeling you get around someone you love. But the symbol we think of today was cemented into society as a symbol of love because of Valentine's Day. Dolan, I've seen you hanging around with Gooby a lot lately. What's the deal there?
Oh, well, you know, she's an interesting little fish, that's all.
Ooh, Dolan and Gooby sitting in a tree. FLIRTING. Captain Area 58 asks, why did the Megalodon evolve into such smaller species of sharks?
They followed the same logic as mobile phones, alright? They started off huge and bulky, basically oversized floating bricks. Then they became refined, sleek, flip sharks. Then they moved on to become smooth surface smart sharks who could not only hunt, but play games, music, video, an entire computer condensed into a floating fanged monstrosity. It's all about the trends.
While we used to think the Megalodon evolved into the great white, this is no longer commonly believed. Nowadays, we're pretty sure it went extinct without evolving. The reason for this is probably because it was just too big. In evolution, bigger isn't always better. Chocolate Fountain 101 asks, How do we dream? And if we control them, how does that work?
This is easy. You just go to bed naked, you put a damp cloth over your eyes, you sprinkle some common garden dirt over your torso, you fold your arms behind your back, then you reach into your butt and pull out a better solution than the one I just came up with.
We really don't have any good idea as to how dreams work. We don't even know for certain which part of the brain it comes from. Controlling our own dreams is even more of a mystery. But a theory on how they work is that it's just our brain interpreting random brain activity and turning it into a story. So, I tried doing that thing you told me to do the other night, but it didn't work. My arms were all tingly and sore, and the dirt just went all over my bed sheets.
Wait, what? You actually went to your garden, picked up a handful of dirt, sprinkled it over your naked body, contorted your arms behind your spine, and slept like that. All night.
No?
I was just joshing, Doopie. I was just joshing.
I know. Jonas T-Rex asks, is it possible for two black holes to appear at the same time?
Of course. In order to summon them, all you need to do is go to bed naked, put a damp cloth over your eyes,
Hey, don't be such a butt.
sprinkle some common garden dirt over your torso.
Black holes are born after a gigantic star dies. So if two stars happen to do that at the same time, then yes, it's possible. If you mean from the same star, then sort of. The problem with that is that if they did, they would merge together in a very similar way that black holes do when they hit each other. Are films still shown if nobody goes to it?
Good question. I think the only way to find out is if we ask the projectionist who put on showings of Batman v Superman.
They sure do. This is because if someone shows up late, they can't just start it from there or their entire scheduling would be off. Although they could just tell that person to see the next showing, this would give them a bad public reception. Aiden Graber asks, is it possible to fall asleep while going into space?
Only with the right lullaby. Rock-a-bye astronaut in the spaceship, 25,000 miles per hour, 4 million pounds of explosive fuel, then the hull breaks and you die horribly in the vacuum of space by asphyxiation. But I'm sure that won't happen to you. Hush now. Sweet dreams.
It's possible to fall asleep at any time. People have fallen asleep in incredibly strange scenarios, such as getting root canals done or driving a giant truck. It's probably not a good idea though, since if something goes wrong, they're one of the people that have to get it to work.
Doopie! I've been asleep in space for too long! Help! Wake me up!
Wake me up inside!
Can't wake up! Oh, no, wait. I'm good now.
Nerdy Batman for Life asks, is there any evidence for quantum strings, and can't we go deeper than that?
Quantum this, quantum that. Are there any objects in the world you science folk haven't slapped the word quantum in front of? Oh, look at me, I'm a smart person. Look at my quantum shoes with quantum shoelaces. Give me a second. I need to go to my quantum toilet to take a massive quantum dump.
One of the biggest problems of string theory is that it's really very hard to test. Although there has been some possible evidence from the Large Hadron Collider that suggests towards higher dimensional objects, and quantum strings have 6 or 22 more dimensions than we have around us.
Large Hadron Collider. More like Large Hadron Stupid.
Really? That's how you want to end the video?
Hey, at least I didn't sleep covered in dirt.
Shut up. You're a Large Hadron Stupid.
Doopie and dirt, sitting in a tree. SLEEPING. From why humans are so ticklish to why people can sing without accents, we answer some of your most burning questions about life.
Hi everyone, my name is Doopie and I'll be reading out the questions and answers.
I'm Danger Dolan, and I'm here to blow your mind with truth.
Chaos Master 12 asks, why can only parrots talk but other animals can't?
Yeah, because parrots are so intelligent. We have such great conversations with them. See this one? He has the incredible vocabulary of 2 sentences he learned from the internet. Go ahead, say them.
Hashtag.
And?
Hashtag.
You had one job.
All animals can talk, but if you mean with the complexity of the human language, most animals don't have the throat or vocal cords for it. Some, like parrots and dolphins, can mimic speech and sound, but they can't create language or understand it themselves. Jojo Tanks asks, is it possible someone from the future is secretly living with us?
Well, there's an easy way to find out. Alright, so guys, who here is from the future?
Me.
Prove it.
In the future, you can double jump. No, triple jump.
Wow.
It's entirely possible, but since we have no proof, it's just a lot of speculation right now. It might require a time machine to be invented in present day first, or you might only be able to travel to alternate universes, or maybe our world is only viewable so people from the future are viewing us like on a TV screen. We just don't know.
So Doopie, I have no way to verify this, but according to some random guy, in the future we'll be able to triple jump.
Whoa, I trust you because you heard it from some guy. Rex99913 asks, why can't we see through walls, objects, and people?
You're right, it sucks. If only there were a magical invention where you could place a pane of glass into a building to peer into the outside world from the comfort of your house. It's a real shame that doesn't exist.
Hey, that's mean. Rex asked a really good question and you totally blew it off.
Oh, it's fine. Rex, contact me after the video and I will buy you dinner.
That's more like it.
Yeah, I'll get you a really nice McDonald's Happy Meal. On me, business expense.
Seeing through walls and objects comes down to the frequency of light passing through an object. If the light waves are absorbed, like in wood, then we can't see through it. If they aren't absorbed, they'll pass through, like in glass. You can't see through walls because the light is trapped in the material. Gabrielle Price asks, why is it when people with accents sing, their accent can't be heard?
Ideally, this is because you learned the language of song by studying it for as many years as needed. You traveled to the country of song and spent time with all the people who speak fluent music in that country. Country music, one could say.
If a song was originally sung with an accent, then changing it with your native tongue can actually ruin the cadence of the performance, since it often depends on the rhythms and the vowel length. Likewise, the muscles used for singing are not the same as used for talking. Brian Bickley True asks, how is nuclear energy produced?
We tend to aim controlled nuclear bomb explosions into an appropriate canister, and then harvest the energy it produced to be used in things like light bulbs. If you like, I could demonstrate the process right now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, there we go.
This is done through the process of nuclear fission, which generates heat that will turn water into steam. The steam is then captured and used as fuel to power generators that produce electricity used to keep your lights on at home. There are other ways to produce this, such as coal or diesel, and each process has their own pros and cons. Micromater asks, why is it when we look far away, we see a fog?
That's just the draw distance the Earth is capable of. Look, Earth is old, alright? We tried overclocking it, but that just made the liquid cooling fail, and now we have to deal with the global temperature rising. The only option is to find a new planet. Preferably one with Windows 10.
Humans actually have infinite distance visibility, hence why we can see galaxies in the sky that are millions of years away. However, if you see a fog while looking out over a cliff, that's due to the atmosphere conditions at the time. Fog is just tiny water droplets that have condensed near the ground and make it hard to see. So, Dolan, this might sound like a silly question, but why are you talking about Earth like it's a computer?
That's the joke. The draw distance and the liquid cooling.
Oh, okay. Is this like one of those funny jokes or something different?
I don't know.
Josh TWC10 asks, what causes blood to come out of our noses?
Usually this is because you got punched in the face super hard, so blood happens. Hey, it's not fun. It's not the best way to spend a weekend. Because the draw distance or something. You get it? No? Okay. Alright.
Most of the time, nosebleeds aren't that serious. It just means your nose has been cut or injured from an accident, or you've been picking too hard, or you have a nasty cold and the artery in the front of your nose will eject blood. Older people might bleed from the artery in the back of their nose, in which case they should see a doctor, as it may be serious. Sushi Orca asks, why can humans be ticklish and non-ticklish?
Well, I'm not a human, but we have the perfect way to find out if someone's ticklish. Let's see how funny you find this. No! Whoa! Jeez! Alright, I'll be quiet. Ugh.
This one is interesting as we don't really know why humans are ticklish. Most of it is psychological, as you're less likely to react to a romantic partner tickling, but a friend will get a much bigger response. Likewise, it's impossible to tickle yourself. The phenomenon has puzzled scientists for a long time. Swainsel asks, why do we get chills when we see something scary?
We tend to get chills when someone you know explodes in your face for absolutely no reason. All I did was make a joke about draw distance, and now I have to change my home address. That's not cool.
Hey, I'm not that bad. Just, don't tickle me. That's all.
Huh. Wow. Thanks for the warning.
You're welcome. Scary things give you chills because when you see it, your body releases adrenaline into your system, which activates the fight or flight response, pumping blood into your hands, toes, and vital organs. When the situation passes, your brain sends a message down to your spinal cord telling your muscles to relax, causing the electrical shiver and chills. Dolan fan asks, why do cats eat tiny things?
That's a good question. I've always wondered how little you can go with your foodies before they don't bother. I've tried peas and corn, and then rice, flakes of hair, dust, half dust. For some reason they don't like bits of dead rotten mouse though.
Oh no, you can't feed that to a cat. It'll make them sick.
You think so? Whoa!
Ugh. Damn, that was supposed to be my lunch.
Okay, well, cats eat tiny things because they're easy to chew. If you're wondering why cats play and chew dangly things like shoelaces and pens, it may be just their way of having fun. My cats love to do this. This one's called Maddie, and this one, his name is Binks. Oh, I love them so much.
Oh, awesome. Do they eat bunny?
I'm not feeding honey bits to my kitties.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wait, the rabbit just talked! Say something else!
Hashtag.
From sea monsters to what would happen if Mars collided with the moon. We answer some of your most burning questions about life.
Hey there! My name is Doopie, and I'll be reading out the questions and answers.
I'm Danger Dolan, and I'm here to blow your mind with truth.
Saber Striker 19 asks, does the government have any type of defense against asteroids?
Yep. We're gonna splash the asteroid with a bit of soapy water, get it all nice and slippery. Instead of striking the Earth and destroying it, it'll instead kind of slip and slide right off the planet's surface and back into space. It can't fail.
No government has an official program for the defense against asteroids. However, the Association of Space Explorers has presented a plan to the United Nations and NASA to the United States Congress. Both would involve deflecting the asteroid off its course with a rocket or nuclear device. FlibbyWibby604 asks, what if we were the only life on Earth?
It would be horrible. I can't even imagine the horror of logging onto Skype only to have no messages waiting for you, to play video games that were meant to be multiplayer alone. Again. To have nobody to keep you warm at night. All by myself. Good thing I've got friends, right?
If there was no life at all, including plants and animals, then there would be no food left to eat and the air would be so much harder to breathe due to the increase of carbon in the atmosphere. But if there were still plants and insects to pollinate them, then there would be an increase in the oxygen in the atmosphere. Dolan, maybe if you went outside more often, you'd have more friends?
Nah, I'm good.
Squiddy Friend asks, do sea monsters exist?
They're just fish, dude. They're not monsters. That's really mean. Check out these ones. Kawaii desu.
For sure! Aw, they're so cute! Look at this one! Kill it! The giant squid comes closest to the sea monsters of legend, such as the Kraken. This elusive creature lives 400 to 1,000 meters below sea level, has the largest eyes of any animal, and is between 15 and 18 meters in length.
Sudden Repeat asks, can fish express emotions? Don't mind me, Doopie. I just decided to read out the question real quick, dude. All creatures feel. What one person thinks is a sea monster, the other...
Send it to hell. Kill it before it has a chance to reproduce.
Help! I am being murdered! I'm just a fish! Just a fish!
Despite their lifeless eyes, it is thought that fish can react to stressful situations through an increase in their body temperature. This is the closest they've come to expressing emotions, and it was only recently discovered that these simple animals feel pain. Aw, he got away. I just wanted to kill him and stuff. Spottin' Gibson 101 asks, what would happen if Mars hit the moon?
They wouldn't hit each other at all, though. Have you considered that maybe planets get lonely floating up there in the eternity of space? They're just smooching. Admittedly, though, it can get pretty crazy.
An impact that large would probably knock the moon from Earth's orbit, affecting both the tides and climate of the Earth, since the moon plays a key role in stabilizing the Earth's rotation. The heat generated from the impact would be so intense as to bathe half the Earth in radiation, likely killing everything. RoboZombie500 asks, why are apes in this generation not evolving and turning into humans?
Because they're stupid. Look at this dumb ape scratching itself. Look at me, I'm so advanced.
Simply put, they don't need to. Apes have evolved and adapted to the environments they inhabit just like humans have. Also, the current apes that live on Earth, while closely related, are only our cousins. We did not evolve from apes, but share a common ancestor dating back 5 to 8 million years. The Last Biscuit asks, can you die from the common cold? Yes, it is possible, but usually only if that person's immune system is already weak. This could be due to the existence of a disease that compromises the immune system or the person's age, allowing the development of pneumonia. The elderly, for example, are much more likely to die from influenza. Wow, I thought you were dead!
I was. That ape successfully snapped my neck.
Oh.
Yep.
Silverwolf asks, are the atoms that make up my body as old as the universe?
Yes. You're a super special snowflake who makes up a vast tapestry of matter and existence, all culminating in you. Ugh.
The hydrogen atoms that make up approximately 10% of the human body are almost as old as the universe itself. Hydrogen was formed shortly after the Big Bang about 13 billion years ago. The rest of what makes up the human body is the result of exploding stars billions of years ago.
How can the human body be made up of atoms from billions of years ago if the Earth is only 1,000 years old?
Whoa, is the Earth really 1,000 years old?
Really?
KitKat233 asks, why are cicadas so loud?
They're just commenting on things going on in the world, and they so happen to be extremely loud about it.
This tree has some fun-ass book! Guys, there's a leaf! Guys, there's a leaf, guys! I'm shitting my skin! It's happening! And I'm lost! There are more leaves on the tree! Guys, more leaves!
Cicadas produce a sound through their tymbals, and the sound is amplified twice as it travels through their body. The sound is actually a male mating call, but it's common for cicadas to gather together, amplifying the sound further as a means of preventing birds from attacking. The decibels are so high that it's painful to the bird's ears. Valentina Musienko asks, what is an octopus's ink made of?
That's not ink, it's just a buildup of nicotine from octopus lungs. At one point, they thought it was cool to smoke. Thought it made them look hip and jive. So we introduced sharks to the ocean to, teach them a lesson.
The ink is a combination of mucus and melanin secreted from two separate glands. Melanin is a pigment which gives the ink its color and is found in human eyes, skin, and hair. The ink contains chemicals but is in no way poisonous. It merely blinds predators and disrupts their sense of smell and taste. Oh hey, here's some ink. I'll show you what I mean.
No kill fish.
From eating too many fruits and veggies to dying of sadness, we answer some of your most burning questions about life.
Hey there. My name is Doopie, and I'll be reading out the questions and answers.
I'm Hellbent, and I'm here to do whatever it is that I do. I don't even know anymore.
Is that really the best you could do?
Who said that? Is that you, God?
I'm Doopie, the co-host? I mean, I literally just introduced myself.
You're God? Holy crap, I'm reading a script with God!
Agent Krakow asks, is it possible to eat too many fruits and vegetables?
It may be possible, but that won't happen. All fruits and vegetables belong to me. Hey, wait a second. Are you eating one of my apples?
What? No, I bought this from the store.
I want it.
But I've almost finished eating it.
If you don't give it to me, then you can have fun doing the rest of the show by yourself.
That's ridiculous. Ugh. Fine. There isn't a single type of food that you can't eat too much of. Of course, this doesn't necessarily mean that it will make you gain weight, although starchy vegetables definitely can. It's more that your body needs some variety in its diet. An interesting side effect of eating too many carrots, for instance, is that your skin turns yellow. T-Morse425 asks, what would happen if everywhere in the world formed into a single political country?
Well, you'd need an amazing leader. Someone with the ability to do anything they put their mind to. Someone with brilliant red skin, horns, a deep voice, and sweet abs. Now, I'm not saying it should be me. Actually, that's exactly what I'm saying. It should definitely be me.
Let's assume that the individual states all follow pretty much the same rules. Then we'd have a world without borders. So you could go live anywhere you want without having to worry about a visa or passport. Of course, the downside would be that it's way more easily corruptible. Especially if someone like Hellbent was in power.
Pretty sure you're just jealous of my natural leadership skills.
I really have no desire to see you in any position of power. Not one bit.
Well, that's fine, because Doopies won't be allowed on my planet.
Where do you want me to go? Mars?
It's really exciting how much I don't care about what happens to you.
The Pick Gaming Squadron asks, what would happen if our heart and brain switched places?
Oh, that's easy. One time a homeless guy kept pestering me for money. So I took him back to my workshop, swapped his thinker with his ticker, and he pretty much died instantly.
Why on earth would you do that?
I thought it'd be funny, and it was. He kept asking me for a change, so I changed his heart with his brain. I did what he wanted.
In all likelihood, we could be less smart. The brain requires a lot of oxygen to be able to work well, and if the heart is no longer next to the lungs, it wouldn't be as efficient at creating oxygen. Not only that, but we'd probably be able to hear our own heartbeats. Raging Nick asks, can brains simulate pain in your dreams?
Nope, but guess who can give you that amazing one-of-a-kind experience? Me! My all-new revolutionary service makes dreams more immersive than VR, while also being slightly cheaper.
Ow! Why though? I wasn't even asleep, you goon!
That'll be $5.
Absolutely. It's not very common, but it can do so without much issue as it doesn't need to simulate pain, it just needs to create it. The brain is why and how we feel pain. Of course, feeling pain in our dreams is completely useless, which is probably why it's uncommon.
What? People feel pain in their sleep? Yeah, right. I want Melissa back. How did you even get on this show?
You're such a dumb, stupid butt face. China1122 asks, what is the purpose of the eye pattern on peacock's feathers?
This happened because peacocks evolved over many thousands of years to see behind them. This process begins when the birds stuck their heads so far into their anal cavity that they could see the sky. If you start now, you too can look behind you. See, Doopie? Being a buttface has its advantages.
At first you might think it's to scare off predators, but But actually, scientists have discovered that many different species of birds have evolved with this trait in order to attract female mates. It just turns out that female birds are attracted to eye-like shapes. Lady Sunset 494 asks, if the ocean wasn't salty, what would happen?
Many different species of plants and animals will die out due to their absence from their natural environment, including whales that are so endangered, apparently. My solution, drink sports drinks and pee the salt back into the ocean.
Yes, many species would absolutely die out if we took all the salt out of the ocean. Not only that, but the amount of salt in the water is enormous and we really don't have anywhere to put it. Assuming we never had salty oceans to begin with, we'd have completely different types of life, if any at all. As life as we know it depends on salt as a building block. Helpin', that thing you peed into, that wasn't the ocean, that was a pool. With children in it.
Ugh, gross! It's all over me!
Planet Dolan as a pro asks, how did the paleontologists get names for the dinosaurs?
Same way we all come up with names for things. FantasyNameGenerators.com.
Well, they're generally named after either some distinguishing feature of the dinosaur, such as Triceratops, meaning three-horned head in Greek, or they're named after where their bones were found, such as the Utah raptor. And every now and then they're named in honor of a special person, but that's much less common. Cyberwar asks, is it possible to die from sadness?
Only if you're a gigantic wuss. Oh, boo-hoo, my phone screen cracked. Where? Someone stole my apple. Sniffle, sniffle, my parents just died. I'm so sad because of the Holocaust. Just shut up, no one cares.
Yes, actually, as emotions can either increase or decrease the production of important hormones such as adrenaline. Adrenaline has the effect of narrowing the main arteries, putting a person in a situation where they may die of heart failure. You know, you're really mean. How would you like it if people were mean to you?
Go for it.
Alright, I will. You're a stupid, mean doofus, and I don't know if I like you very much.
Thanks, I try my best.
You're also lazy and mean.
My best features, yes.
Well, alright then. I'm going to touch your stuff, and you can't stop me.
I will kill you and everyone you love with a rusty sippy cup.
Please don't.
Alright, it doesn't have to be rusty.
Queen Shell asks, how does hypnosis actually work?
I'm actually pretty good at hypnotizing. How do you think I got this job? Wanna see?
Yes, actually, that sounds pretty cool. But don't hypnotize me.
Oh, I'd never do that to you, Doopie. You are feeling drowsy. You are falling under my command. Now that I control you, go to www.patreon.com/hellbent and donate $1,000 a month. Or just send me your credit card, whichever works for you. I don't care.
In short, it works nothing like what you usually see on TV. In reality, it's just a person entering a state of hyper-awareness. In other words, you don't become the hypnotizer's slave. As to how it actually works, well, we don't really know yet. But with more and more brain scanning, we're getting closer. Alex N asks, is there any way to bring back an extinct species?
No. Once things die, they stay dead like they damn well should. I mean, look at this stupid hairy elephant. How is it supposed to survive in hot-ass Africa or India? Wait, I've got an idea.
Why did you think that would work?
Hey, I did my part. Now give it CPR.
Ew. No.
You know what your problem is? You're selfish.
It's definitely possible with the use of cloning, but we haven't done it yet as cloning animals is actually pretty difficult. But one of the biggest problems being that we can't just grow a baby in a test tube. We need to put it in a womb or egg of some kind, and most extinct animals just aren't compatible with what's currently alive. So, why is your pee black?
Magic.
Pretty sure black pee is a sign of a rare disease. Or cancer.
Pretty sure that you're a disease.
Seriously? That's barely an insult.
Hey, it was great! Everything I say is great! Eat my...